Mike Rogers voted to either privatize or cut Medicare and Social Security over and over and over again. He voted to raise the age of retirement. It's all in the record. Just check the facts.
Dishonest and deceptive. And we've seen that over and over and over again. And on this issue, it is exactly the same. I'm not even sure she could pass the polygraph test in the CIA anymore. When you look at what we have to do to protect it, fear and scare is not going to get it done. Nor did I do the things that she suggested I did. Why in God's green earth we would cede that auto market to the Communist Party of China is beyond me. My opponent has multiple times supported EV mandates, trying to pick the cars that our companies have to build and the cars that you're going to have to buy.
I have never signed an NDA with any Chinese government, Chinese entity, Chinese company at all. I found out about that plant when it was in the paper. He repeats it. It is a lie. The Detroit News and every other news source credible has said it so. He should stop repeating it.
Thank you.
True.
Congressman Roger, I'm going to let you talk about that.
Sure. And by the way, don't believe me, go to slotkinnda.com. You'll see the signed NDA, number one. And this is the same member of Congress who has been deceiving us on the NDA. I never signed an NDA. Well, we find out she did sign an NDA. She has been involved. She did take money from Chinese agents who were involved in the process of bringing it here.
I just have to respond to this.
30 you have 30 seconds.
What he just said, honestly, is offensive. And again, the Mike Rogers of 2014, the Mike Rogers that people thought they knew, who cared about national security and say it should never, be divisive at the water's edge, is now a completely different guy. To accuse people of these kinds of things, especially a CIA officer, is offensive, and he needs to rethink how badly he wants the seat, how desperate he is to make a move like that.
Do it. And I just want to say this to my point. I get the huffing at the microphone. If you care about national security, you cannot cede our economic future to the Communist Party of China. And well, then you should have acted
Michigan,
that way.
Let's do it.
Absolutely, you should have done it that way. Bringing in the opportunity for Chinese companies to operate here in the United States is, to me, is just you cannot get promoted to the Senate if you don't understand how the Chinese operate.
30 seconds.
So I was here in Michigan and I voted yes on Proposition 3. You were in Florida. You voted in Florida. You weren't here. For some people, this issue is a talking point. He's put his finger in the wind and he says, now I can't win if I don't, look good on this issue. And so he's changed 30 years of being unilaterally pro-life, of never breaking once with his party on this issue, right?
Deceive and deception. And it's just been the constant theme of my opponent from the very beginning of this campaign. I'm very delighted to hear that my opponent has had a conversion about border security. She's been there for 6 years, voted with Biden-Harris 100% of the time, including, it is absolutely correct. And here's the thing. You can't vote against the wall. You can't vote against sanctuary cities. You cannot do the things that you've been doing and allowing 10 million people to come into our country. We've spent